in the dense, suffocating humidity of the tropical undergrowth, a shadow glides with lethal grace. The king cobra is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, undisputed in its domain. With a length that can exceed 15 feet, it is a creature that commands absolute respect from everything that breathes in this forest. It is a specialized hunter, a serpent that eats other serpents, equipped with vision sharp enough to track prey from a distance and venom potent enough to fell a fully grown elephant. For years, this particular king has roamed these grounds, unmatched and unchallenged. It moves with the slow, deliberate confidence of an apex predator that knows it has no natural equals. Every muscle ripples with power. Every flick of its forked tongue tastes the air, mapping a world over which it claims total dominion. But nature is a complex tapestry, and sometimes the most fatal threats do not come from the jaws of a larger beast, but from the ground itself. Hidden just beneath the damp earth and decaying leaves lies an empire of a completely different nature. This is a subterranean fortress housing over 50,000 fiery souls.
The colony surges
the fire
forward,
ants.
An unstoppable
Individually,
force of nature.
A fire ant is less than a quarter of an inch long, a speck of life easily crushed underfoot. But to view them as individuals is a fundamental mistake. They are a superorganism, a single, relentless consciousness distributed across tens of thousands of bodies. They operate through an intricate network of chemical signals, a silent language of pheromones that orchestrates a society with absolute, terrifying efficiency. They do not sleep. They do not hesitate, and they know absolutely no fear. Their nest is a marvel of biological engineering, a sprawling labyrinth of tunnels and chambers that fiercely protects their queen. And above ground, this fortress appears as a mere mound of dirt. As the king cobra slithers forward, its heavy, muscular body drags across the forest floor. It is completely unaware of the invisible boundary it has just crossed. With a single, heavy pass, the serpent's weight crushes the fragile roof of the ant mound. In the world of the fire ant, this is not a disturbance. It is an act of war. Instantly, the structural breach triggers a microscopic panic that cascades into a coordinated military response. Alarm pheromones flood the air. It is a chemical scream, a call to arms that mobilizes the colony in a fraction of a second. Thousands of workers erupt from the ruptured soil, pouring out like a boiling red liquid. The cobra, initially undisturbed by the tiny crawling sensations, continues its path. It is accustomed to the minor annoyances of the jungle. But these are no ordinary insects. The fire ants do not simply bite. They are equipped with a gruesome, two-part weapon. First, they use their powerful mandibles to lock onto the enemy's flesh, securing a tight, unbreakable grip. Then, arching their abdomens, they drive a stinger into the skin, injecting a toxic alkaloid venom known as solanopsin. And they do not sting just once. While holding on with their jaws, they pivot in a circle, driving the stinger in repeatedly. Suddenly, the cobra stops. The first wave of pain registers. It is a sensation unlike any venom the snake has ever encountered. A searing, burning agony that feels like a localized fire. The serpent twitches, attempting to shake off the attackers, but the grip of the fire ant is relentless. As the snake moves, it only disturbs the nest further, releasing more alarm pheromones and drawing thousands more defenders to the front lines. The red tide surges over the snake's tail, racing up its spine. What follows is a horrifying display of asymmetrical warfare. The king of the forest rears up, spreading its iconic hood, hissing a warning that has terrified leopards and eagles. But intimidation is useless against an enemy without eyes to see it or a mind to fear it. The cobra strikes, plunging its deadly fangs into the dirt. Its venom, a neurotoxin capable of shutting down the nervous system of massive mammals, is entirely wasted. You cannot poison a swarm. You cannot intimidate a legion. The snake is fighting a fluid, a living wave of agonizing fire. The ants are not stinging blindly. Driven by evolutionary programming, they seek out the vulnerabilities in the serpent's armor. They bypass the thickest dorsal scales and target the softer, sensitive skin between them. They swarm the cloaca. They crawl into the nostrils, and most devastatingly, they find the eyes. The burning venom clouds the snake's vision. Panic, a sensation entirely foreign to the apex predator, finally takes hold. The cobra thrashes violently, heat, rolling over the forest floor in a desperate attempt to scrape the attackers off. But this frantic energy is its ultimate undoing. The thrashing exhausts the snake and only helps to spread the ants further across its body, ensuring that every inch of its 15-foot frame is engulfed in the swarm. Hour after hour, the relentless assault continues. The sheer volume of venom being pumped into the snake's bloodstream begins to take a systemic toll. The alkaloid toxins cause massive cellular damage, intense swelling, and eventually, physiological shock. The once majestic movements of the king become sluggish, erratic, and finally, still. The immense strength of the individual has been completely dismantled by the microscopic power of the collective. Eventually, the frantic energy of the swarm subsides. The chemical alarms fade, replaced by the pheromones of victory and the scent of a harvest. The forest floor grows quiet once more. The massive body of the king cobra, the undisputed monarch of the undergrowth, now lies motionless, serving merely as a mountain of resources for the superorganism beneath it. This is not a tragedy. It is the brutal, unforgiving arithmetic of nature. The apex predator failed because it relied solely on its own isolated strength, ignoring the devastating potential of absolute unity. It is an eternal lesson written in the soil. An army of giants can be reduced to dust by an ocean of the small. Which force commands your respect today? The solitary perfection of the king, or the unstoppable wave of the swarm? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to witness more of the breathtaking, ruthless stories hidden within the wild.